Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming to this year's convention. Given that it's Thanksgiving weekend, I can confidently say that I'm very thankful to be part of Rana, which brings together families from all over the world and strengthens family relations in the Rajput community. I'll briefly introduce myself. My name is Ambika Singh. I'm 24 years old. I'm from New Jersey, and I'm a member of the New Jersey chapter. I am the Youth and Young Adult Convention Committee representative this year. If you have any questions this weekend, please come to me and I can help you with all the youth activities of this weekend. I will also be one of the head youth coordinators of the 2017 Rana Youth Convention, which takes place every 2 years. I'm pleased to announce the next youth convention will be taking place July 2017 in Dallas. I highly encourage all young adults to attend. I attended my first youth convention last year in DC, and I met a lot of really great people my age, and I made a lot of new friendships. So I highly encourage everyone to come. It'll be a really great time. And that's for young adults, 18 or older. So the convener of the Rana Family Convention is an individual who exhibits outstanding moral character, as well as excellent leadership skills. The individual has an immense amount of responsibility to ensure the success of the convention. This year's convener has done exactly this and beyond her role. She has worked tirelessly to ensure that all of our Rana families come together to celebrate our organization in a professional and enjoyable manner. She has given back to the Rana organization for 2 decades and continues to do so. Not only has she contributed above and beyond to Rana, her passion for philanthropy spreads beyond our borders. This woman has constant enthusiasm of supporting the communities she is a part of. One of her many achievements include being on the board of directors for the Women's Center here in Linwood, New Jersey, which is only a short drive from Atlantic City. The mission of the Women's Center is to empower individuals and families by working to secure their physical safety, emotional well-being, individual freedom, and economic equality. In addition, she has excelled academically. She graduated high school in just 3 years and received her undergraduate degree from the Agricultural Institute of India. She was recognized as the Atlantic County Woman of the Year for her lifetime contribution to women affected by domestic violence. I think we should all give her a round of applause. We are so privileged to have such a strong woman taking the responsibility as convener. She is a true role model of what it takes to be a contributing member of society. She resides with her family in local Linwood, New Jersey, is daughter of J.B. Singh and Pushpa Singh, and she is the beautiful mother of 2 daughters, Varsha and Trisha Singh. It is my honor to present my Bua, Sadhna Singh, as the convener of the 2016 Family Convention. Thank you.
Not write that introduction. She came up with that herself. Thank you so much for everybody. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much to our eminent guests and the supporting clan of Rana. I'm so glad this day is here. Dolati, as he mentioned, that the 9 o'clock meetings, I don't think, we held this convention committee to its true test. Especially Dolati. I didn't prepare anything fancy, but I was going to read my convener message, but I'd like to share that it's an honor to welcome you to the 10th Rana Family Convention and International Rajput Conference. Very distinctive to Rana, representing Rajput families from North America, we hold esteemed affiliations internationally. Our parent Rana National Executive Committee is in constant communication with amazing community leaders from all over the world. Atlantic City is a beautiful location on the boardwalk at the Jersey Shore, identified by the senior leaders in Rana. Thank you so much for picking this location. At least I didn't have to drive or fly. I actually can ride my bike here. And we proudly present to you community leaders holding great accolades in service to the armed forces, eminent in political arena, entertainment, science, and finance. We have carefully and sensitively created an event that will be remembered by all. My father, Dad, look here. My father, Thakur J.B. Singh, Jitendra Bahadur Singh, and mother, Srimati Pushpalata Singh, have been my inspiration to serve as convener for this event. Born to amazingly generous, hardworking, loving, caring parents is one of the assets I hold as a gift from God. The eldest of 4 siblings, we all stand tall and true to the Rajput heritage that was carefully instilled in us each and every day of our lives. After my dad, my biggest mentor and fan is my brother, Rajiv Singh, and his wife, Vibha Singh. His daughter, who is my namesake, I named her. She's an Olympian fencer. She's the one that introduced me. Beautiful Ambika, and her amazing son, Yash Bahadur Singh, right there. He's wearing the turban that Manu wore when he got married. This is why we all have to learn to tie a turban, especially the youth, because it's very true to Rajput culture. So, I give thanks to my brother, Rajiv Singh, for suggesting and sustaining me through the battery fell out. Oh, hello? I give thanks to my brother, Rajiv Singh, for suggesting and sustaining me through this beautiful journey serving on the convention committee. I have met, by far, the most successful, altruistic, and talented fellow Rajputs. I have enjoyed reuniting and uniting with family Rajputs close and far. Thank you, Manu. I want to introduce to you our convention committee. Everybody please stand up. If I forget somebody, forgive me, but because I just wrote this, Daulaji just told me to say this last minute. It's okay, Uncle, मेरी आवाज बुलंद है. Please stand. Uma Rana, Rajiv Singh, Rajesh Singh, Raj Shekhar Rana, Prakash Singh Chauhan ji is here, Pradeep ji is here, Naresh Chavla, Prakash Chavla, Mona Ba Gohil, Kusum Singh. Please stand up, you guys. Keep standing. Keep standing. Ken Singh ji, Javeer Singh Rathore, he was not able to attend last minute, but he was a big part of this committee. Gajen Singh ji, Dr. Sanjay Singh, Daulat ji, of course, Chandrika Yadav, Avan Singh ji, and Ambika Singh. Please keep standing. Please know that this convention committee has worked with amazing vision in creating a grand event for our guests. We have carefully and mindfully considered each and every suggestion, made excellent utilization of committee member resources, and encouraged imagination from all ages. Our convention committee consists of members from 16, even younger actually, to 60 and older, because we don't want to put it and above, possessing all the qualities true to Rajput: proud, generous, loyal, honorable, patriotism that we all have to drive Rana to the next millennium. Thank you.
Can I please request Shevadur Singh to come up, please?
मैं पेपर से क्या पढ़ूं? चौहान साहब तो हमारे न्यूयॉर्क के हैं, हम लोग हमेशा साथ रहते हैं. First of all, I am very honored and happy to welcome General Bhupinder Singh Saab as the Chief Guest of this Rana Convention. I have opportunity to introduce Mr. Prakash Singh, President of the NEC. First of all, he came here 25 years ago as his father suggested him go and develop the diamond business. At present, he is a big businessman in diamond. His family, his brother in Singapore, he is millions and you can say billion dollar diamond business. Mr. Prakash Singh, he has a wonderful wife, Kashmira Ba. She is so great. I must say, today's incident, when I reached the table on tea table, she got up and bring tea for me. He has a great respect for elder people. I bless him. May God bless him. Good health, life and prosperity. I thank her very much. Mr. Prakash Singh, he has his father. This is also a very great and good news. His father, 104 years old, and still he is quite energetic. This is a great honor. I thank him. May God bless him with long life and prosperity. Mr. Prakash Singh, he became the president in Niwat chapter. Though, with the help of Mr. Daulat Singh, I started the chapter. I handed over in a very nice, energetic hand, Rana. And since then, Niwat chapter is progressing by day and night. And Mr. Prakash Singh has 3 children, very nice children. One is certified accountant, the other is gemologist and working, looking after his diamond business, and third is a doctor, pediatrician. Lot of things to say, but I must say he is a great, hardworking, honest, and energetic man. I wish him all the best and good luck.
Good morning, everybody. It is humbling and experience adding to my journey of life to be addressing my own community. And as I was introduced as a president NEC, I would say that it doesn't sound good to me in my whole these 2 years of communication with a lot of our brothers and sisters here. I never put under my name in my communication President Rana. because I think that to be president of my own brother and sister, it doesn't sound good to me. This is our family, and I'm only officially, it is required because our organization is registered with Court of Law in America. So it is all required to be, election and president and vice president, and we all have to go through certain. So I just want to let you guys know that this president and all those things between brother and sister, I can't be a president of my own brother and sister. So this is just I wanted to share. Another things come to my mind that most nervous person in this hall should be my wife, because she was telling me since morning that what speech you are going to give, do you have any preparation, anything? I said, no, let me sleep. I don't need to prepare any speech or anything when I talk to my own people. What speech? I can make mistake, or I can, laugh, I can cry, anything I want. So there is no speech, there is no particular schedule in which I'm going to spend few minutes with you. And anyway, we started little late, so, and see the blessings of our elders, Dheeraj, even Sadhana ji, I would now consider as my elder, because she is convener and her achievements. And of course, Daulat Si Babu, I always call him Babu from 25 years. We know the whole and everybody. So they have explained so much of Rana that there is, I think I can take half of it, that as if I explained to you. So I don't have to repeat so many things, because Babu has done wonderful job. And if I want to speak, I just have to look at you guys, and some stories will come to my mind definitely. So what I will start with, our first convention which Dheeraj Babu inspired, and we started in 80s. So since then, our presence of family, my whole family is here, my 3 daughters, and at that time they were 5 to 10 years old. And now they are, married, and they might have grandkids. So this is all within the, within Rana platform. We have not missed any convention. No matter what, we have found some time and some adjustment. And as I don't know, this is natural. When I just visited one of our, I think I can see, he is a new member, recently became member. I went to his house in Albany for a tea. And I just mentioned that if you have something for Rana or your community as a whole, I think you have in your genes. And you will definitely, that will draw you to come to this, your community. You want to do something, no matter what. So this is how it is. It has to be developed from within. This is yours, just like we do something for our family naturally, for your brothers, for your sisters, for your father, mother. This is an extension of it. So if you have in your genes, you will definitely draw towards coming to Rana. This is your extended family. This is a home away from home. You can share a lot of things. I have a lot of stories to share with you. But we have to be aware of our time, schedule and everything. So nothing particularly come to my mind, but the hard work of Daulat and Sadhana ji. I just kept myself very, very silent. I did not communicate much, but then I would like to share something, a short message, that when there's a machine going on, it was like a machine. He said almost every alternate day there's a conference going on at 9 o'clock. Sunday conference going on. And in between, within the group, the other conference going on. And lot of, like a machine it was going on to organize all this thing and to satisfy our own is, I think sometimes it is hard. So in a machine, there are some moving parts, the spindle and wheels and motors and gears and everything moving together, but then there are some nut bolts. They don't move. They just stick there, and hold everything together. So I was just like a nut board, and I just kept myself, and holding my NEC, of course. And I was present in each and every meeting that we hold, unless I was away for once or twice to India on a trip. Otherwise, I made it a point that I will not interfere much, but I will be always there. So I was always there. I know what was going on by email, by presenting myself, or sometime I have, presented some views. So I again welcome you all on behalf of our NEC. The whole team is here. All 9 members of NEC are present. So that is also one of the great support from NEC, and NEC represents every one of you. We are 650 families, and we go through a lot of things. And this convention committee, I can't even explain that how hard Sadhna ji and Daulat Singh and of course our Singer ji, and how hard they work, I can't even explain. So please give round of applause to my 3 warriors here, and I can't miss Bhupender Singh. I met him some time back for officially inviting him in New York, and we gave him an invitation. He accepted it, and for that credit goes to Dr. Sibi Singh here. He did a lot of backdoor work to get Bhupender Singh here. So you will hear rest of the speeches. I think I took enough time, and thank you very much.
At this time, I would like to request Gajendra C. Solanki to come up to introduce the NEC members.
I was not aware. Yeah. Okay, Madhya, everybody. Myself, Gajendra Singh Solanki. I am a Rana NEC treasurer. Okay, my job is to introduce. So let me introduce NEC President Prakash C. Chauhan, as a lot of people introduced already. Again. Then our General Secretary, Rajesh Singh, is there. Okay, Vice President Kusum Singh. Then our Education Secretary, Gunwant Singh. Our Membership Secretary, Mahendra Singh Rana. He is from Canada. Then Pradeep Singh. I covered everybody. Sorry, Naresh C.G. Chawda, he is our Magazine Secretary. And as you know, Umaji is our Cultural Secretary, Umarana. Thank you, everybody.
At this time, I would like Prakash Uncle to come up and introduce chapter presidents and committees.
I would invite Kusumji, please help me to do this. Please come up on stage. Most involved person in our NEC with chapter presidents, organizing chapter presidents conferences, committees, and a lot of instructions. They are taking minutes of those chapter presidents, and she knows personally from which chapter, who is the president, committee members, more than I do. And we will go together. So start from New Jersey. Manoj Singh. Yeah, and he will rise. Yeah, you can stay there, or you can come here. Better, yeah, invite him. Please.
New Jersey chapter, Rajiv Singh ji. Yeah, please invite your committee also.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rajiv Singh. I'm the son of J.B. Singh and Pushpa Singh. And Sadhna Didi is my sister, and because my daughter Yash is my son, Divas my wife. Our vice president, who unfortunately couldn't be here, his name is Chetan Pur. Our general secretary is Raj Bimal Singh. Our cultural secretary and the committee, convention committee member is Raj Shekhar Singh. Where's Raj Shekhar? He's come out here, yeah. Let's give him a big round of applause. He's done a great job. Our treasurer is Jayashree Mehta. Jay Gohil is our membership secretary. Jay, please stand. He's got a great party. Our fundraising secretary is Mukesh Parmar. And thank you so much for all the hard work that you guys have done.
From New York chapter, we have Mona Bagohilli.
Namaste to everyone. I'm the president of Rana New York chapter, Mona Bagohil. This is the first time in Rana that we have an entire committee of women. So, hands up for women. I'd like at this time to call Kashmira Ba Chauhan, who is the vice president. I have Neelam G. Palwar as the General Secretary of the New York chapter. I have Prakash C. Chawda, who's actually, his wife is the treasurer, but he does, as you know, most of the work. Big round of applause. I would like to also call upon Ashok Singh, whose wife, Sushma Ji, is the membership secretary. And I have Pallavi Ji, who is not here. She's our public relations for Rana New York chapter. And that's all. Thank you again.
From DC chapter, we have Sudhir Rana ji. Sudhir ji, please come on the stage.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. In Washington, D.C., we have Mr. Surendra Chauhan, Raj Chudasama, Aswani Singh, and then we are not like, everyone is a president in our chapter. Yeah. So we don't have any kind of a title. Everyone works as the president. Thank you.
From Texas chapter, Prasanna ji is the president, but he could not come to the convention. But Ken Singh ji is here, so we will ask him to come on the stage.
Good morning, everyone. I was president 4 years back. Currently, Prasanj is president, so he could not join. He has to go to marriage in India. So I can introduce the committee from Southwest chapter. Prasanj is president, vice president Mr. Abhay Singh, general secretary Mr. Aswar Bikram, treasurer Mr. Abhishek Singh, and cultural secretary Sapna Rana. Thank you.
From Canada chapter, who do we have? Mahen Singh ji. We have our NEC chapter member representative, the committee. Please. You can also come there.
Jai Mata Ji, everyone. My name is Mahendra Singh Rana. I am past Canada chapter president and current NEC membership secretary. And here is my colleague Naresh Chavda.
Jai Mataji everyone, I am Mahendra Singh, introduce the whole committee for Canada chapter.
Yeah. So our current Rana chapter committee is not able to present here, but on behalf of them, I am presenting Canada chapter. Current president for our Canada chapter is Artiba Jadeja. Vice President Hitendra C. Rathod. Treasurer is Praveen C. Kohil. And General Secretary is Sunal Bhavangila. Thank you.
From Georgia, Alabama chapter, we have Jadeep Singh Rawal. Jadeep Singh ji. He was here earlier. Yeah. Jadeep Singh ji, are you here? No, he's not here. Okay. Okay.
That's his wife.
Oh, okay. Please come here. Say a few words.
No, about the committee.
Okay. So, from Georgia, Alabama chapter, the president is Jadeep Singh Rawalji, and that was his wife. Vice president is Kanchan Singh, and general secretary is Yashwant Singh. Cultural secretary is Shweta Singh. Do we have anybody from California?
Our sponsor, Naren Singh, but he's not here.
Okay. How about Florida? And from Chicago, Javeer Singh ji could not come. Ranveer Singh ji, I saw him yesterday. Please come. So, Chicago chapter committee's president is Dr. Javeer Singh Rathore. Dr. Ranveer Rathore is brother of Dr. Javeer Rathore. Vice president is Karan Singh Jodha. General secretary is Pratibha Ashok Singh. And treasurer is Sumit Gohil. Do we have anyone from New England chapter? And from Tennessee, we have Fateh Singh Jhala ji.
I'm the first president of Tennessee chapter. Present president is Mr. Desai. He has gone to India, so he couldn't come. Thank you.
हेलो गुड मॉर्निंग टू एवरीबॉडी अच्छा माइक काम कर रहा है अदरवाइज मेरी आवाज इतनी बुलंद नहीं है I will give you a little background story. When we formed the New York chapter with the help of Sher Bahadur Singh, Prakash Singh ji, S.V. Singh became president of the New York chapter. I was vice president at that time. Then I got interested and I was looking for somebody in India who can become a chief guest. So I asked some of my colleagues. One friend recommended Raja Sahib Narasimha. We invited him to attend the Connecticut convention, but he could not come because of some health reason. So one of my colleagues from Lucknow Medical College suggested Bhupinder Singh Ji's name. And I talked to him. He was the Lieutenant Governor at that time in Andaman Nicobar and also Pondicherry. So since then I was following him on the phone, and he's Raghuvanshi. So I thought, he's Raghuvanshi, he will definitely come. Because Raghukul Reed Sada Chale Aayi, Pran Jaye Par Bachan Jaye. And that's true. 2 months ago, he was invited in California to give some lecture, and he also visited New York. And our New York chapter met with him and invited him, and very graciously and humbly accepted the invitation. And he's here now. I have a long list to read, but I will just brief it in 4 sections. Family, army career, then governor, and then the writer. So his family, he was born to Brigadier General Raj Mohan Singh, himself a decorated gallant soldier from the Second World War. And now he has become like lieutenant governor. Lieutenant General. So that 1 post up. So definitely parents must be feeling very happy, you know. That's the only time people feel happy, when the children do better than the parents. Otherwise, everybody gets jealous, you know. Right? तो एक रामायण की एक छपाई में याद आ गई. Now it's looked again. I'll come back again. So, let me talk about the family. He has got 1 son and 1 daughter. Son is very well placed in corporate sector, and his wife also in the same program. His daughter is married to a brigadier general, and I think he's still going up. Now, in the ancient family, Raghuvanshis, they have the 30 villages near Allahabad. And about Mughal period, about 300-400 years ago, they migrated to Punjab. Now there are 300 villages inhabited by Raghuvanshis in Punjab. So he was born in Allahabad, but now he's settled in Chandigarh. His father is now educationist, right? He's running the degree college. Now, when he was a young man, he joined the medical school first, you know. He was selected in Maulana College near New Delhi, and he joined the medical school, but his army instinct, they kicked up, and he left the medical school and joined the Indian Army. And he did very well. He went up to lieutenant general post. And then he was involved, he participated in Pakistan 1965 war and also in 1970 war. And then he also was involved in counter-insurgency operations in Jammu and Kashmir, Mizoram, Nagaland, Assam. And you know, it's a tough job, a lot of people got killed at that time. And after that, he was appointed as military advisor to 2 presidents. That is Narayananji and Abdul Kalam Azad. Abdul Kalam, president. And he retired in 2006. And following the retirement, because he did very well, he was also appointed in overseas different countries to run the army operations. The government was very impressed, so he appointed him Lieutenant Governor of Andaman Nicobar and also Pondicherry, so 2 places. You know. And he was Lieutenant Governor from 2006 to 2013. And after that, when he retired as Lieutenant Governor, he became a writer. So this is his 4th inning. First was soldier, then diplomat, then governor, now he's a writer. Now he's a very good writer. And my friend told me that he's very well read person, and he writes a lot, intelligent person, so you should invite him. That's why I followed him all this time. Now he's writing a lot of articles which are picked up by 10 different newspapers. though many people are writing the articles, but his articles are on the top. And all the newspapers, these 10 newspapers are after him to write articles, and he's doing that. So I think this is in short. I have a long list to read, but I just briefed it and summarized it. Thank you. ओके, याद आ गई मेरी छपाई। रामायण की छपाई है, धन्य जन्म जगती तल तासु, पिता है प्रमोद चरित सुंजाल। Blessed are those whose deeds and achievements makes happy to the parents. The parents get happy to see their deeds and achievements. I think this is for all the young people. If you do very well in life, your parents will be very happy. And here's the example in front of you.
Dear elders, brothers, sisters, children of the great Rajput family of the Rana fraternity, a very good morning to all of you. At the very outset, I'd like to express my gratitude to Dr. C.P. Singh for saying so many good things about me and his kind words of introduction. Thank you very much, sir. Today, I stand amidst my fellow family members here, with whom I share a civilization connect, a spiritual connect, an inviolable and sacred connect that transcends all boundaries, regions, occupations, or even religions, an almost indescribable spirit that binds us all together here this morning. A spirit of pride and dignity that defines the DNA of our souls. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the proud inheritors of the legacy and responsibility of being called the Rajputs. Yes, the legacy and the responsibilities. And to further tell you about this, I must share with you an interesting story from my own childhood that actually baptized me into our community expectations. One evening, as a small child of about 7 or 8 years, I walked up to my father. Well, let me describe him. A very impressive man, over 6 feet tall, a barrel-chested soldier with handlebar moustaches, and asked him if my name was spelled correctly. I was a child, I was in school, and my name, there's a different story by itself. I spelled it wrongly myself, but I walked up to him. It's spelled as B-H-O-P-I-N-D-E-R, Bhupinder, which actually is wrongly spelled. It should have been Bhupendra, B-H-U-P-E-N-D-R-A. But we spelled it that time. We were two kids, another small kid like me, and we both left. He was a Jat, I was a Rajput, but we both became Lieutenant Generals and we both spelled our name in the same manner. I mentioned that in one of my interviews in New York. Now, so when I walked up to him and I said, look, Dad, somebody thinks I'm a Punjabi, somebody thinks I'm a Sikh, and somebody thinks I'm from a Jat family, instead of actually a Rajput lineage that I am. Now, my father, an old British soldier, he was in the evening, he had taken a couple of rum, because like a typically good British soldier, he either drank scotch or had rum, nothing in between. So he immediately looked at me. He was a very bon vivantish man, a great raconteur, and he looked at me with a stern look with his bloodshot eyes,
and he thundered back. What did he say? He said, son, a Rajput does not become a Rajput just by his name or by his birth. He or she becomes a Rajput by his or her actions and conduct. I say that again. A Rajput does not become a Rajput just by his name or by his birth. He or she becomes a Rajput by his or her actions and conduct. And believe me, I still look back at that incident at that evening. And I look at it with great pride that the old man summarized what for me was the future, what a Rajput should be. And subsequently, I kept that thing at the back of my mind and lived up to the expectation of being a Rajput. But that was paramount in my career and in my life. Now, tracing the footsteps of my family members, fed on the folklores of their innumerable and unmatchable gallantry and selflessness to the country and the community, I also chose, as Dr. C.P. Singh said, in my way, my humble ode to my forefathers and to the genealogical concept of being a Kshatriya. When I chose to wear the uniform of the most feared, revered and decorated regiment known to mankind, the one and the only Rajput regiment. I joined the Rajput regiment in 1965, just before the Indo-Pak War. It was an inescapable and natural call to honor that has held me in good stead in my military life and subsequently as a diplomat and as a secretary to the highest office of the President of India in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and later as the Lieutenant Governor of Andaman Nicobar Islands and to Pondicherry. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Rajput soldier in me that I flash my badge of honor, my calling card that defines my thinking, my conduct, and my existence. I see that when I saw the list of people attending the Rana convention, and I see it here in the hall today, there are a lot of Gujarati Rajputs in the house. And I don't know how many of you know that the first Indian Chief of Army Staff was General K. Rajendra Singh Ji Jadeja from Jamnagar. People normally get mixed up with Field Marshal Karyappa, who also happens to be from Rajput Regiment. Field Marshal Karyappa was the first Commander-in-Chief. That means he was Commander-in-Chief of Army, Navy and Air Force. But General Rajendra Singh Ji was the first Army Chief. And also from my own Rajput regiment, we had another very distinguished Rajput General, General Chandra Singh Ji from Rajkot. And General Himmat Singh Ji from Navanagar. So there are great Rajputs from Gujarat. I hope you know that. Actually, on a personal note, I named my own son after General Himmat Singh. He writes Kanwar Himmat Singh. So there is no mistake thereafter. The Rajput regiment lanyard that hung from my shoulders for 40 years was a constant reminder of the expectation and creed of the community that ordained civility, fearlessness, loyalty, and selflessness. These are the basic traits of a Rajput. Now, on military history, I must share another incident from my own regiment that throws some light on the ethos of our creed. You know, there's a lot of bravado events, other things written by Colonel Todd in the Annals and Antiquities of Rajasthan, which is very true. He writes a lot about those great Rajputs of Rajasthan, which are very true. But I want to share a more recent incident that exemplifies our community. Historically, we are almost fanatic in our loyalty, chivalry and gallantry. These are almost old-fashioned adjectives in the modern world. But anyway, legend has it that in the Second World War, one of my regimental battalions, the 3rd Battalion of the Rajput Regiment, it had a glorious history, a very fine battalion. It was fighting a war and it was advancing furiously on the ground. Now, we are from the infantry. Infantry means we are foot soldiers. We don't go in tanks, we don't go in vehicles, we slog on the, that's why sometimes they call us poor bloody infantry, but we walk on the road. Right, so they were going ahead and they were marching ahead, and suddenly what happened? The enemy tanks came in front of them. So obviously the orders given to the battalion was, you please dig in here, hold here, since you are on foot, and when our own tanks come, then you can launch a joint attack on the enemy tanks. And now I must tell you the twist in the tale. What happened was that one of the tank shells came and landed on the battalion and killed a British officer. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, this is what ignites a Rajput. They couldn't care less whether it was tanks or anything else. They took up their rifles, put on their bayonets, and they charged at the tanks. Now charging at the tanks means foolishness, right? You're charging at metallic monsters of 50 ton. They charged. You could see the furious sight of the toiled up mustaches on the fierce looking Rajput soldiers. They went with their war cry, charging at the tanks. And the famous war cry of my regiment was, Bol Bajrang Bali ki jai, Hanuman ka hu pyare. That means I belong to the army of Hanuman. So nothing could stop them. They charged onto the tanks and suffered very heavy casualties. Obviously, you are going and attacking tanks, so they mowed you down with the guns. But they couldn't care less. Since they had lost an officer, they charged. They did cause little damage to the tanks also. But then, some of them, when they came back, we asked them, why do you do all this? So it's given in the history, they said, well, it's worth every price to pay for avenging the death of a fallen brother. That's the spirit. So the British commander in Second World War, he came back, he came to the regiment, and he was talking to the regiment, and in his own vernacular language of Hindustani, what he says, ye to Pathan pagal hai. But that was out of sheer love and affection. It was not a rebuke by any chance. He said, he's a pagal Pathan hai, they can charge at the tanks also. But ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you that the same battalion, 3rd Battalion, is today a very fine battalion, doing extremely well. And what they do is, they write 3 Rajputs, in brackets they write the Pagals. They're very proud of that fact, that we are known as that. Now, get a try to our regiment. Let me also just tell you our regimental motto. In Sanskrit, I might not read it very correctly, it says, Jo vado va sangrame dashto drisht sanatan sro dharma shatya yashash karpanya na prashtaste. Now this is in Sanskrit, if I read it correctly or not, I'm not too sure. But let me translate it in English. It means victory or death in battle is the religion of the Rajput from time immemorial. It is his character that he knows no fear. So, victory or death in battle is the religion of the Rajput from time immemorial. It is his character that he knows no fear. Now, I may humbly state that these character traits are not the exclusive preserve for the soldiering domain only. I am extremely proud to say that evolutionary and reformist instincts have led our community to partake the modern day opportunities in various fields of commerce, industry, professionals, doctors, engineers. I think look around in the room, I see, all kinds of professions. This is the success of our community. And we absolutely must take pride in our glorious past. There's no doubt about it that somebody said we must cherish those values. But most importantly, keep abreast of the times that be. There is nothing contradictory in retaining age-old values and being modern at the same time. Just for example, see the Japanese, probably the most developed society that is also traditional and true to its values simultaneously. So, the values are not regressive in any way. The practices and rituals could be regressive. We must drop the same and embark on journey of enlightenment. education, and skilling up ourselves. Our unique values can be integrated, adopted, and institutionalized in all spheres and vocations. Look at the stunning diversity in the room here this morning. I must admit that when I got this invite for this particular function, I was browsing through the other guest members. It mentioned an immensely talented and successful artist in Mohit Chauhan, a top-notch management scholar in Dr. Jitendra Singh, a professor of medicine in Dr. Chandel, and even a NASA technical fellow in Dr. Upendra Singh. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this super diverse, super intelligent, super diverse group has pushed the community beyond boundaries, beyond the likes of the usual suspects like myself, who continued with the age-old profession of soldiering. There is nothing right or wrong. It is just that I am so proud of our range, our width and depth of success that is visible in this room here. It is a known fact that post-independence, our socio-economic and societal roles were challenged. Let us also face it, the challenges of modernity were alien to our sensibilities, the Rajput sensibilities. We took time. We went through the learning curve. And I must admit in all humility that perhaps it is the Rajputs like you all here who were very progressive and accepted the challenges and opportunities faster than others. Today's battlegrounds have changed. The opportunities of borderless global village are ripe. We cannot allow ourselves to be swallowed and consumed by the glories of our past. The wheels of history are always turning and churning. And please allow me to say this, if there was ever a doubt of our community's abilities to keep pace with time, this gathering here actually allays all my fears. Allow me a selfish moment of pride in your success. As a fellow family member of the community, you are indeed the face of our tomorrow. Please indulge in me and my soldiering lexicon when I say this. You are the sword arm of our future. When you open up and succeed in new frontiers, many thousands of miles away from home, the future baton of generalship is in the safe hands of young Rajputs in our midst here this morning. Please don't fall prey for empty posturing in the name of our community. Invest in education. First, foremost, and always. Sometimes I am suffocated by the ignorant rigidities, inflexibilities, and exclusiveness as opposed to inclusiveness in the name of the community. You know, this is a common problem. We are a community which is spread all over the country. There are Rajputs from Gujarat, from UP, Rajasthan, Haryana, Himachal, Madhya Pradesh, and so on and so forth. We have a history of dying for a larger cause, which can be a region, a country, or a heterogeneous communities. Let us not become puritanical and regressive in our outlook. For sure, we must celebrate and cherish our rich heritage, culture, and history, but with a certain dignity, civility, and large-heartedness that has been bestowed on our community. I tell my own grandchildren, a person is relatively incomplete without a sense of history. He is disabled without an intelligent perspective. But more importantly, he is completely and utterly rudderless and incomplete without education. Today, more than ever, brains over brawn. My late grandfather, he was a towering figure for the Rajput community in our part of the country, late Thakur Deva Singh. He was an educationist in the early times in unified Punjab. He recognized the need of the community in terms of divisiveness, lack of collectiveness, and a relative unimportance towards education vis-a-vis other communities. So what he did, he had the foresight and wisdom to establish the All India Rajput Students' Aid Society at Chandigarh for the deserving, promising, but economically challenged members of the community, irrespective of the region, state, or any other denomination. He emphasized on the girl child, and today there are thousands of Rajput students who have benefited by partaking the benefits from this particular institution in the right direction. The field of education and socio-economic upliftment. It is in the same spirit that I salute the inclusiveness of the Rana Forum. Often, it is tragic, people don't realize the diversity of our composition. From the Dogra Rajput rule in the modern day JNK in the north, Nepal in the northeast, to Tripura and Manipur in the east, of course to Saurashtra in the west, all the way to the state of Vijayanagar in present day Andhra Pradesh. We are all one. Therefore, I admire the universality of your Rana platform, because here you are just a Rajput period. One last thought that I would leave with you, besides investing in education and contemporizing ourselves and our community to stay abreast of the times, without losing our values and culture, would be to meaningfully help each other and extend your networks, as some of the speakers said this morning, abilities, privileges with your fellow Rajputs. This is not to suggest any parochialism, but we must hold out and hold on to each other. Unfortunately, we are not yet the most educated or the most affluent or the most widespread community in the international arena. No, not yet. For that to happen, you are the flag bearers of ensuring that the rich legacy, traditions, value and culture is allowed to sustain itself while the community progresses on all socio-economic parameters. So please do go that extra mile for your brethren and be the best ambassadors that you can be of the community, as indeed of your Indianness. Today, in this room, we are a small footnote in the annals of the rich culturality, glory and legacy that has been bequeathed to us, as that holy intonation from the Tulsi Krit Ramcharit Manas ascribes to our forefathers Raghu, the ancestor of Lord Ram, when he says, Sausab Tab Pratap Raghurai, Nath Nakachu Muli Prabhuthai. That means, literally, translated in English, it means all your radiance. Only that, no more. Raghurai means the descendants of Raghu. Not mine, no, not mine. This is yours. You are Rajputs, you carry on with the tradition and that legacy. So my brothers and sisters and all members of the fraternity here, please do cherish your rich history, glory, values, legacy and culturality, but at the same time, accept the new challenges in the changing and modern environment with confidence and your head high as Rajputs. I pray for your continued success and look forward to meeting you whenever our paths cross again. I would like to express my deep gratitude, and I must add pride today to be amongst the members of the Rana community for keeping our community torch burning bright. Keep up this Rajput fire. God bless you all. Jai Hind.
नहीं, जब तक मैं फौज में रहा तो हमारे पे थोड़ी सी रिस्ट्रिक्शन होती है, हम कुछ ज्यादा बातें इधर की नहीं कर सकते हैं, जो दिल में जो फौजी बातें उनको लिख सकते थे। फिर जब हम गवर्नर बने, शौक तो मुझे बहुत था लिखने का, शुरू से शौक था, तो तब भी हम लिखते थे, लेकिन अगेन हमारे ऊपर थोड़ी सा था, ऑब्वियसली वैसी बात कोई डैमेज नहीं कर सकते थे, जो तरीके से करते थे। और जब रिटायरमेंट हो गया तो आप ठीक कह रहे हैं, एज ए लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल हमने सोचा अभी हम थोड़ा गोल्फ खेलेंगे, थोड़ा आराम करेंगे, लेकिन हमने 2-3 महीने में सोचा, हमने कहा भाई ये तो काम नहीं है, ऐसे नहीं बनेगा, आई वेस्ट माई टाइम, इतना वेस्ट माई एक्सपीरियंस, इतना मैं कुछ सीखा है, मुझे भगवान ने इतनी अपॉर्चुनिटी दी है इतना कुछ सीखने को, अगर मैं ऐसी वेस्ट कर दूँ उससे कोई फायदा नहीं। तो मैंने अपना पेन उठाया, हमने शुरू कर दिया लिखना सारा कुछ, और फिर हमने कहा नहीं, हम सिर्फ फौजी चीजों पर नहीं लिखेंगे। तो उससे हुआ ऐसे कि शुरू के मैं कुछ आर्टिकल्स पब्लिश करे, तो सारे पेपर्स पर्टिकुलरली जैसे स्टेट्समैन हुआ, एशियन एज है, ट्रिब्यून हुआ, इनको पता नहीं कुछ अच्छा लगा, बहुत अच्छा लगा। ये मेरे इन्होंने खुद ही फिर मुझे बोलना शुरू कर दिया, आप साहब इस पे लिखिएगा, हमें बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है, आप इन चीजों पे लिखिएगा। तो सब्जेक्ट्स इंस्टेंट मैं उनकी तरफ से मेरे को आना शुरू हो गया कि आप भी इस पे लिखिएगा। सो आई देन स्टार्टेड। अच्छा, आप जैसे जानते हैं आर्टिकल लिखने में थोड़ा बहुत रिसर्च भी करना पड़ता है।
If you have any questions for the general, he'll be more than happy to answer. Right now, we'll be doing a short question and answer session. So does anyone have any question? Going once, going twice? Oh, we have a question.
I can just come up there. I'll come back.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, I can talk. My voice is also.
Your Honor, I don't I'm just curious as someone living in the United States, with the current political climate and what has happened here, what is the opinion back home in circles of leadership about the relationships of India and the US? Has anything changed in your perspective? What do you think about that?
Actually, my next talk was on Indo-US dynamics. I don't know whether I will get an opportunity to talk.
We will definitely get.
Yeah, that's the detailed talk I will be giving on Indo-US dynamics as to what is the future. Irrespective, let me just summarize by saying one thing. Irrespective of whoever won the elections, interestingly, I must tell you also something. When I was in California, I was in Chicago, other places, giving talks to some children, students of universities, other things. I casually mentioned to them, I said, look, guys, who's going to win your election? So, obviously the halla was, the lady Hillary will win. I said, sorry, Trump is going to win. And they said, sir, how do you say that? They were very surprised. I said, I am a soldier, no? So I have a gut feeling. In the war, we always take decisions with a gut feeling, right? You may say left is a better approach, right is a better approach, we can go from this side. But finally, the general thinks, no, I think this is the best approach. It's something which comes from within. So I said, look, Trump is going to win. Now they are all writing to me they're giving on email, I think, sir, there must be something. How did you know that this guy is going to win? So now that he has won. But the point that I would be talking to you on that day also is that, look, today, our relationship is like natural allies. This is what I think Mr. Modi also mentioned when he was here, when he gave a talk here. We become natural allies because of the changed environment. The Cold War period is over. Now the enemy suspects are changed. What US had a relationship with Russia, what its relationship now is with China. So to this country at the moment, the worry is the hegemonic actions being taken by China and of course the terrorist issue also. So on both these issues, we become natural allies, right? So irrespective of whoever is the president here, we are bound to go together in the coming century. They have to be with us, they have no other choice. So, so we will be going together. Of course, there are many other questions related to what you asked me. I can go into the details, but suffice to say at the moment that yes, we are definitely going to come very close, irrespective of whatever fears one has amongst the Indians about immigration, other things. I don't think that maybe, as they back home they say, it was jumla tha uska, election ka jumla tha. So things will cool down. I think he will realize that our Indians' importance is so much in the country that we perhaps the safest bet as any other foreign nationals to be here, and our relations are bound to progress on the right direction. Other details I can give you once I give my talk. I will cover that answer. Yeah, sure. Please.
This is a little, the present situation in India is devastating for poor and common people because of the change of notes.
Demonetization.
So I salute Indian fellows there, they're still quiet, not making riots and staying in line for a long time. What will be the outcome you think, the best India will get?
Let me say this, the question is about demonetization basically. It's a thing which is worrying most of us. Look, the intent of the government was very correct. There is no doubt about it that there is a lot of black money. There is a lot of counterfeit currency. There is the issue of terrorism. Nobody denies that. It is there. It has to be accepted. Sometimes in my talks and lectures I keep saying, I say that look, the money is not black. The money is always white. It goes to a hoarder, a man who does wrong things, it becomes black money. It goes to the right people, it becomes white money. So, the money is always correct. There's nothing wrong with the money part of it. But yes, I think the intention was very good. The implementation and the preparation for this particular change has taken everybody by surprise. That is what is worrying most of the countrymen today. There are a lot of statistics I can keep quoting about how much rural population is there, where all we have the infrastructure to disburse the money, whether the currency was adequate in the market to give it to everybody. All those problems are there. It's an ongoing process, sir. It's a tough task ahead. Probably, I think it's anyone's guess. If we are able to get over it another 2-3 months, I think I personally would be a very happy man. We'll be able to probably do something about it. But then, till then, it is a difficult task. People, there are different perceptions, different feelings amongst people. Everybody says, I mean, generally people are saying, चलो कोई बात नहीं, थोड़ी तकलीफ हम सहन कर लेंगे, लेकिन आगे long run में अच्छा है. If it happens that way, if simultaneously a lot of actions are taken accordingly, that you are hitting the right target, then it's good. But if in this complete little chaotic situation, if things go out of hand, then things can go a little odd. One cannot be too sure. But let's hope, sir. I hope the intention has been very good. The people are very supportive, despite the problem. I'm just coming from there, so I know what things are on the ground. And particularly, sometimes you get a little carried away by media also, by when they show certain urban pictures here and there. Rural areas, things are much more complex, much more difficult. It takes some time. So I am not too sure, but as you very rightly said, Indians are basically patient people. They are roughing it out for the time being, and hopefully let us see how it works out.
As you are one of the prominent member of Rajput community, and whatever you say has much more value than.
There's a question here, sir. I'll just take it. Yeah.
So I think, what do you think about the Rajput community? Is it heading towards a good right direction, or do we need to do more to uplift for the upliftment of our community?
No, the question is, how much can the Rajputs contribute in the manner that we are contributing now for our own community to come up and of the country also? वो कहते हैं ना, असली राजपूत वो जो दूसरे को राजपूत ना समझे. ये बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है ना? वो कहता है वही असली राजपूत है, कहता है ये कहाँ का राजपूत है, you know? That is the problem. That is the problem. You know? So, Rajasthani says मैं ही हूँ राजपूत, यूपी वाला कहता है मैं हूँ, बेचारों को पता नहीं असली राजपूत तो गुजरात में है भाई. So honestly, it is that ignorance. It is that ignorance people don't know. It's sad. When I told them, मैं को रविंद्र जाडेजा अपने ही भाई है भाई, अपने ही राजपूत का है, कहते हैं वो भी राजपूत है, मैं कहा बिल्कुल. So that is a problem in our community. We have a problem. I'm very happy. This platform of yours is so nice. I'm really thrilled to be amongst you all this morning. That you have got people from all over. You know, I wish we have a similar thing in India. I can be your ambassador there, sir. So it will be very nice because I think that is required in our community. People don't come together. So with the result, we are, spread all over the country in small sections. Haryana, Punjab, Himachal. Himachal has been having continuously Rajput chief ministers. There's a maximum Rajput population there. So that is what I am trying to say. Himachal Pradesh, UP, all these places. Down south, a man in the army, we have in my regiment, we have a lot of people from Kurg. Kurg is an area south of Bangalore, right? they are great sportsmen. Like, you know, they Rajputs का क्या है, अच्छी बड़ी बड़ी मूछें हों और शाम को अच्छा ड्रिंक करता हो और अच्छा स्पोर्ट्समैन हो. So they are like us. जैसे हम भी राजपूत हैं. हमने कहा बिल्कुल, please come and join us. You are very much Rajputs. So point is that we have to come together, sir. That I mentioned inclusiveness. We can't be, you know, sort of saying कि नहीं इसको किसने बना दिया, ये कौन है, नहीं. We have to come together, all be together and work. And I can show you, sir, the kind of people I see here, the kind of distinctions you people have achieved in your respective spheres. I have no doubts. It allays all my fears that you are really progressive. You are super bright people who have done extremely well. We similarly have a super bright. Today you see in America, for that matter, in the IT field, doctors, engineers, they are all ours. You know, when I was talking to some children in California, so they were asking me, General, they said, you know, General, you people have marred, I'm talking to white children, they said, you people have marred all our vacancies in the intelligence interview. I said, well, they have not come on Shifarish, they have done on their own, they have done very well. So therefore, they also admit the fact that our people are very bright, and so if you collectively come together, I'm sure, sir, we have a great fight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
मैं निवेदन करूंगा, कोई मंत्र बताइएगा कि राजपूत की यूनिटी कैसे भारत में अगर हम विभाजन होते वहाँ की जैसी पार्टियां हैं, कांग्रेस चाह रही थी कि हम राजपूत को एक मिला लें, यूपी वाले चाह रहे थे बीएसपी सपा पार्टी की हम मिला लें, लेकिन वो लोग चाहते हुए भी पीछे हट गए. राज्य को मिलाने से कोई फायदा नहीं है, क्योंकि इनमें अलग ही इतने भेद हैं, इतने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैं, इतनी संस्थाएं हैं कि वो एक नहीं हो सकते. वो सब पीछे हट गए. हमको मिलाया नहीं, उन्होंने मिलाना चाह रहे. तो आपसे निवेदन है कि संक्षेप में कोई मतलब बताइए कि राजपूत यहाँ आए, या तो आपके सामने या प्रतिज्ञा करें, हम प्रॉमिस करें कि जहाँ राजपूत की बात आए वहाँ पर नो डिस्कशन, नो, हम क्या है अपनी मर्यादा को अपनी छोटा बढ़ करके उसको माने. आज ही आपके सामने प्रतिज्ञा करें तो मैं तारीफ करूँ.
आप जैसे एंजल्स का इतना ब्लेसिंग्स मिले, यहाँ बहुत बच्चे बैठे हैं. I have no doubts. On a political front, मैं लड़ लेता हूँ सर, मुझे राणा सपोर्ट कर देगा, I will win the election there. I'm just joking, sir. But what you said is absolutely right. Let me tell you one thing, sir, very peculiar thing. I happen to have served with both the parties, big parties. I was with the President of India as his military secretary with K.R. Narayanan and with Abdul Kalam. That time it was the NDA. Vajpayee Saab Prime Minister होते थे, उनकी government थी, right? When I was the Lieutenant Governor, that time UPA was in power. So let me tell you, there was enough Rajput representation in both the governments. That time in UPA and later on in NDA. The Rajputs are well recognized. I mean, that what I'm trying to say is the Indian political scene recognizes, because I said, हमारे जो traits हैं ना sir, our loyalty, our the way we respect each other, the way we stick to our words, right? So they all recognize that. पर अफसोस है कि वो फायदा उठा के फिर वो बात जैसे आप कह रहे हैं, वो आपको नेता नहीं बनाते, वो सब वर्किंग में रह जाते हैं. नेता भी बने, अभी भी नेता हैं, ऐसी क्या बात है, अभी भी बहुत नेता हैं जो राजपूत के हैं. So, but what you are saying, sir, about taking an oath or promise, I am sure, as I said, that we have to be on a common platform. Otherwise, we are in small parts. You know, in Haryana, is hardly any. So we have been divided among the segments. But Rajasthan, sir, we are in a big way. I think Gujarat, we are in a big way. Himachal, we are in a big way. UP, there are big proud. Madhya Pradesh, they are in a big way. I think, sir, ऐसी बात नहीं है. We are doing well. But if you say that the overall reins come in our hands, I'm too doubtful. फिर जरा जोश भी आता है, राजपूत डरते भी होंगे थोड़ा बहुत के लिए. राजपूत को ज़्यादा पावर भी देना है. But I am sure today they are doing well, sir. But I take your point that yes, we need to be together and we have to go ahead. Certainly, sir.